Hello YouTube, it's Silver Age Dave. I am here in the comic room today, I believe to be Wednesday, and I've been doing a lot of work in here. We're going to cover a little bit of ground today, but as usually happens, I'm going to start chatting and probably lose track of what I'm supposed to be talking about. So no one's in here, I can just babble on for a minute. I have been busy with a whole lot of things. Family, as a lot of people maybe are doing right now, spending a lot of time with family. I am spending a bit of time running. The last video I did, I just finished a birthday run, and hey, we've got Comic Mag Musings. Bill, I believe it is. How you doing? Nice to see you. Bub's Comics, one of my favorite channels, is in here. Hi, Aaliyah. Comic Bro is in here. Love seeing Hialeah, and so many great people that make this community what it is. It takes everybody to make a community. So thank you for being in here, guys. I've been doing quite a bit now. Running, a couple weeks ago, I ran my age, and that is not a easy thing to do. And right after I finished it, the day later, I contacted a buddy of mine who's an ultra runner. I said, hey, I want to try it again. I think I could do this much faster. And he put the brakes on me, and he said, you got to rest. This is a guy, he's just a superstar of ultra running. And so I've been resting. I've run a few times, went out today, did 12 miles of trails. I did 12 miles 2 days ago, and a couple 5-6 mile runs a week or so ago. So I'm building up. I'm within 3 months of heading to Akron, Ohio, to do a 100-mile race. So I'm trying to follow a plan, spending a lot of time with the family. As you can see from this tower of stuff behind me, I've been busy doing a little bit of shopping, and that's okay. So I know what's in here pretty well, but I don't know what's in each individual thing. So I thought we'll just go through them. Sorry about that. I really needed a lunch pop. So that's part of why I like to go live. I try not to have a lunch pop unless I'm making a video. And I thought, man, I'm so thirsty, I should make a video. So a cool thing that I bought recently. We've talked about vision struggles. I've come to the understanding that a Mega Millions winner is probably not going to knock on my door to buy everything. And so I decided I'm going to need to go about this differently. So I have been selling a few books and comics. I'm real happy with how that's going. But I decided I need to see things a little better. So I went on Amazon.com. I'm going to bring something into the frame here. This is a magnifying desk light. I'm going to click the little light on here. It's a LED light. And what happens is you look through this thing. I don't know if you can see that, but it expands everything and it brightens the day, which makes me happy. So I did purchase that. Amazon.com is like, I don't know, 30 bucks or so. It just clips on the side of the desk, and that makes life a little easier. So as I'm starting to get more active, selling a few things here or there, I don't want to say something's a 6 if it's a 3, and don't want to false advertise any comic books. But anyway, let me go ahead. Oh, this is an AOK. I'm going to hold off on opening that. That came from Luther Manning, and it got held up in the mail. I think that's what this second strip is all about. I think it got lost, and so we're going to open that up. This particular book here, or books, I don't remember, comes from a eBay site that I'm not a particular fan of. And hey, Jason Slade's in here. Nice to see you, Jason. J-Boxer is what we call Jason. NC Slapjacks, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. J-Boxer is a really cool guy I have talked with a few times on just in texting and such, and he recently started collecting something that I collect, and so we've had some conversations on that, which has been cool. So anyway, this came from an eBay site. I'm not going to give the name of the place. They sell a lot of comics though, and I'm not a big fan, but they had something that I wanted, and sometimes in our hobby, you gotta buy things from from the place that has the things. And hey, thanks James Higgins, thank you so much. Keep on trucking, right? So as I get into this is a big professional place, and the problem I have with them is a unique one. The place is probably fine. I used to buy comics from them, and a couple years ago when I went into my little mental hiatus, I had ordered 2 comic books from them, which were like just dime a dozen, not a big deal. Not expensive, like maybe combined was like $7 for the 2 comic books. And I went into a little mental lapse where I wasn't thinking clearly, and I took a little time off work. Well, lo and behold, I had bought the thing, or I won it at an auction. I must have put a bid on it, and then they negatived me because I wasn't going on eBay. And I didn't pay. So, granted, I didn't pay, but I thought it was a little nickel dime. At that point I had spent hundreds of dollars with them, and to get me for a $7 deal, I thought was a little nitpicky. So I've tried not to order from them, and but this item, and I'm going to be as surprised as you guys are because I don't know what's in here. I just saw it and I liked it. And I said, okay, I'm just going to get that. Okay, so sometimes you got to let things be in the past. And so we'll see. This is shipped very well. I'm very happy with it. And otherwise, then my situation, probably a great store. Probably a lot of people have ordered from them. And so that's good. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Oh, hey, Kevin R. Speak of the devil. I was thinking of you, brother. Look at that. Kevin R. collects golf covers, and I don't know if you had this one or not. I see the Dorkeries are in here. Area 51, Mike is in here. I am so appreciative. Area 51, he's one of the Canadian guys that I'm really fond of. There's a lot of Canadian people, and everyone I've met has been good, but you don't want to just blanket it, that everyone in Canada is good. But he's one of the guys that I hold him a level above everyone else. Just a true gentleman and a great guy. And so anyway, so I happen to be, I'm going to grab something here real quick. I happen to be still just in the ether over that bad boy. And then this bad boy showed up, and the place I bought it from was the only one that happened to have it, and it wasn't too terribly expensive. So I bought it, and it's mint, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I kind of like it. So it says, Bacchus thou foulest varlets. I'm not even going to read. You guys can read it. Look at that. I just found it to be a funny cover. So I'm adding to my Journey into Mystery setup there. So that's a kind of a cool one. I think I said hi to the Dorkeries who were in here. Nice to see you guys. And Backseat Driver, and I hope I didn't miss anyone else, but Backseat Driver, thanks for making it, my friend. So so we've got that comic. I'm going to put that up here. And you know what? I'm just going to set this here because I love it. There it is. Okay, put that right there. You can't see it, but I can see it. And that's okay with me. So that's a first unboxing. I'm working on an expansion. And Kevin R. has been here to the comic room. Quite a few guys have come to visit me. Bubs was supposed to come visit me. Or potentially he didn't want to come visit me, so he created a worldwide pandemic to get out of it. I'm not sure which one is the truth. I think we were both victims. He was on his way to see me. Kevin R. was coming in for Fantastic Con. But as people who've been to the comic room know, I'm a little cramped for space. I could use a little more space. So I had a unique situation develop, and I'm going to talk about that. It's kind of neat. I have a tenant at my office who was not able to afford, I'm going to try to say it very nicely, was not able to afford. This came from, let's see who this is. This came from Rainbow Comics, this particular thing, Boardman, Ohio. So I'm not really sure where Boardman, Ohio is. Can't be too terribly far, is my guess. So she was having trouble affording rent, and a couple of years ago, I had offered her, I said, look, why don't you just give up, she rents 2 offices from me, and I said, why don't you give up one of the offices, I'll lower the rent a little, you get caught up, and that'll be fine. And so she finally came to me and said, Dave, I just can't do it anymore. And hi, Poor Man's Comics is in here. Nice to see you, Poor Man's Comics. And I see my friend Felix is in here. How are you, Mr. Felix? And oh, I see. So Rainbow Comics, I ordered these. Everyone knows that I have a daughter, Gwen, or maybe knows. And so I ordered these Howard the Duck. It was a set of number 1 and number 2 and number 3. And they have Gwenpool in here, which I saw something on a CGC book that said this was the first appearance of Gwenpool, which I thought Deadpool's Secret Wars was the first appearance of Deadpool. And I have a bunch of those, and I have some others of these, but I happen to be on eBay. You guys know how it is. And then you just order something. So I ordered those, and this has the Gwenpool in it. So we're going to add that to my daughter Gwen's box of books, and she'll be happy. When she comes in here, she always looks to see that her 3 Gwen boxes are full and happy for the future, and that's a nice thing. So what do we do for our daughters? Really anything we can, right? That's how it is. And let's see here. Oh, I see some discussion here. That looks pretty cool. CJ Design, good afternoon. And God loves comics. You betcha he does. God created rock and roll and comic books and all the good things. And somehow he was part of making this Bud Light for Silver Age Dave to have a lunch pop. So I see there was a little discussion, God loves comics, on the Polaris sub, which is really any comic book collector's grail. As I understand it, there's only one that exists, and there's a guy on YouTube. He's got a store and he sells stuff that's crazy, and he has one, and he's got a video of him unpacking it and putting it together, and for $7 it's everything you would expect it to be, just like the toy soldier flats. You know, it's a little less exciting when you see it in person, but who wouldn't love to have one of those? It's just one of those pieces of comic history that's just incredible. So there you go. And oh, so Area 51 had that. Holy mackerel. I think we need to discuss that Area 51. I didn't have one. We sent away for a lot of stuff, but $6.98 must have been the threshold of you ain't getting it. In my family anyway. It was crappy cardboard and fell apart easy. Yeah, and that's why I think there's only one. And I think if I remember the guy's video, he said he just came across it. He found it like in a warehouse, or he bought a whole building full of stuff and it was in there. And it's truly one of those incredible finds that obviously doesn't happen too often. All right, so this one comes from Corning, California. A guy named Charles sold this to me. Let's see what's in here. I'd say the packaging on this is less than perfect, but it looks like everything got here okay. To earn a jet ski. Hey, yeah, Bubs, I used to sell all that stuff. If there was something you could sell and make money, I was going door to door all through my neighborhood. Isn't that funny? Okay. Oh, yeah. I remember now. These are beat. These are pretty beat, but this was a set of, 3 Spire Comics books. And I don't know if anyone reads, speaking of God, see? I don't know if anyone else reads any of, I store these under religious, but I don't know if anyone else reads any of these. But they're, they're good books. They're very, very wholesome and entertaining. And you don't have to worry if the kids get their hands on them. There's nothing in here that's questionable. There's always a good story. There's always a lesson. And it's just, generally good, wholesome fun. So I saw a set of these. See, there's a whole thing on God loves you, God's promise, right? So there you go. And that's one of the books. There's this Attack. I got to take these out because they're bagged together. There's Attack, which I believe is a World War II story, which I haven't read. I didn't own. So really, that was one of the ones I wanted to buy. Did Johnny Cash comic. Okay, good to know. Yep. And hey, Who Dat's in here. Nice to see you, Who Dat. Thanks for dropping in. I'm going to scroll back just a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anyone. If I miss someone, please shout them out so I don't miss them. I don't want to miss anybody. You are all important to Silver Age Dave. God Smuggler. That was the third. And this one's in pretty nice condition. And just, again, a great message. And these are nice books to have. And I can't remember which it is. There is, I believe it's a Spire comic that is a ghost. And I've often thought maybe someday I'll find that one. I don't even know if it exists or not, truth be told. There's talk of it existing, but it's like Alan Garrett recently was talking about, and I'll screw it up, Wolverine. No, it wasn't Wolverine. I forget the title. He was collecting maybe Werewolf by Night or something, and he was looking for issue 58 or 56, and it was in the price guide even. It was on the list of things coming out, and he could never find it. And turns out that it was advertised, but they never made it. Watch his video to find out exactly. Okay, and this one comes from Keene, New Hampshire, from a guy named David. And this looks really, really well packaged. The nice thing about having a poor memory is you easily forget what's coming. So I was surprised by the Spire comics. I forgot I ordered those. I'm happy I ordered them, but I forgot I ordered them. And now I'm going to be hopefully pleasantly surprised by whatever came from New Hampshire. Who knows? We're going to find out here in a second. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep. This is one of the I have a lot of weak links in my collection, but one of them was that I assumed I would never own this book, which I unboxed, and I'm going to keep showing it still. So what the heck? I just assumed I'd never own it. So when it came to collecting Journey into Mystery, I have some, but I kind of took the standpoint. I said, well, what's the point? Hi, Tacoma, thanks for stopping in, my friend. I said, what's the point? And really didn't, I'd see them. I had opportunities to buy them, but I thought, well, why would I want to buy those if it's something I can't, complete? And, over the years, I probably could have had multiples on all of them, but I have in my opinion, a very weak set of Journey into Mysteries. So what I've been doing is I've been looking on eBay and looking for stuff that's maybe priced low or a little beat or a little more affordable. So this is a Journey into Mystery number 120, and this is maybe a 2.0 or a 2.5, maybe a 3 if it got cleaned. But anyway, it's a cool cover, and I'm happy to add that to the collection. So we're going to put that right back here and set that right there. Repent, Bub. Whatever Bub said. Much of my collection is questionable. Well, you know, you didn't draw this stuff. I don't know. So you're just keeping it out of the hands of kids. Look at it that way, Bub. So we're making good time on this stuff. Oh, good. This one I'm really excited about, and it came from the same seller that I bought the Journey into Mystery 83. I found a joining in. What time is it right now in the UK? It is, I don't even know what time it is in the USA right now. 4:13 maybe. That's what it says here in Northwest Ohio. Okay, so this is boxed really goofy. It's a giant box with paper, and there's only one thing in it, and that's kind of, well, actually it's a set. It's kind of ridiculous that they put it in that big box. This is listed as a mint set. I've shown the Smokey the Bear set many times. It says, please do not open mint set. And so I'll give the history on this. I've shown my copies of these before. And hey, Gray Man's in here. Nice to see you, Gray Man. Thank you. 9:15 at night, so it's almost time. Gray Man is probably just getting ready to party. I don't know. A lot of people in the UK, maybe it's end of the night, but Gray Man likes to rock out and have a cold beer now and then. So let me move this stuff. I'm making a mess. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Forest Service, and Missouri Conservation Commission 1964 includes the comic book, the litter bag, the coloring sheet, music sheet, and 2 pledge sheets. Okay, so very rare to be complete, which is very true, that it's rare to be complete. So I own it, so I'm going to open it. I appreciate them saying don't open it, but I'm going to open it, and unfortunately, I'm going to rip the little piece of tape here. So I'm just going to give that a little cut. So I've still got their note. And I have 5 of those Smokey the Bear. My most recent got to be a 9.0 or better. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. Yeah, sorry, Area 51. They're so cool. And there's actually 3 printings of them. And though this one says 1964, I am hunting for a 1959, which is the original printing. And being that this was a big auction, I thought to myself, maybe they won't know, or maybe they won't look, or maybe they won't care. The 1959 version of it is very hard to find, and I did not have one with the litter bag, which is, I think we'd all agree, pretty darn cool. Attach this litter bag to the dash or door handle of your car. Don't be a litter bug. And there's Smokey there putting the litter bag in the garbage. Just a beautiful, beautiful guy Smokey is. So when you read the Smokey the Bear story, you do get a tear in your eye. Okay, no spoiler alerts here, but it will make you sad. You know, Smokey the Bear went through a lot. And it has the music, which I did not have the music before, and that is really cool. And so there's a conservation pledge. I give my pledge as an American to save and faithfully defend from waste the natural resources of my country, its soil and minerals, its forests, waters, and wildlife. Okay, so that's beautiful. Our children's future, protect little trees. I love that. Yeah. I like it, Mike. Yes, you got to just huck it right out the window. That's what happened in the 70s. Does anyone remember the 70s? Because people would just throw that crap right out the window, and there was garbage everywhere. So we've got 2 copies of the Conservation Pledge and 2 copies of the song. So I might end up framing one of those. And then we have, hey, I see Superpower Review is in here. And I think I saw Gorilla Todd. Nice to see you, Gorilla Todd. You're not late, because I go on and on and on. I've got stuff to unbox. Nothing even terribly exciting, but just thought it'd be fun to hang out a little bit. So we've got a coloring page here. Always be careful with fire. The ABCs. Always be careful. Don't ever forget. Get help immediately. Just keep a lookout. I won't read that whole thing, but it's cute. And in 1964, that was probably a big seller. So we've got the coloring page there. And you know what? I've got a friend, Scoot my friend Scoot, who I don't want to give his last name, but he creates comic books, and he's my buddy that did these for my daughter Gwen, who wanted to be Super Gwen, and he did this for my daughter Harley Quinn. And I have another daughter he was going to do one of these for this year at Fantasticon, which fell through. But he's volunteered to come to the comic room like 2 years ago and do a live stream art where he draws. And it's crazy because he holds the stuff like this and draws like this. You know, you don't even know how he does it. I think he's a lefty. And that's how he does all his art. But those things, he didn't color in pre-done pages. He created everything and colored them in. Beautiful, like in like 10 minutes. So I may ask him to come in and color one of these and do some live stream stuff. And so there's the, oh, it's every American's privilege to vote. True that. So there we go. We've got a whole bunch of wholesome stuff. And then let's look at the comic, which is the really, really exciting part. I'm going to scroll down here. And I see, hey, Luther Manning's here. Patrick, how are you? Picked up this at an auction, this Smokey the Bear set. And yep, this is a 1964 printing. So I don't have a 1959. The 1959 printing remains elusive, but that's okay. It's the same book on the interior, and you know, they didn't change the story any or the cover. And there's Smokey the Bear with his little Smokey the Bear hat. Just lovely. Love that book. So we're going to put that over here, and I'll get that reboxed up or bagged up, and that's a really, really nice copy, which is good to see. So as I mentioned, I did get an AOK. So before I open this last box, this AOK came from Patrick. He contacted me. This was like a week or more ago, and asked if I got anything in the mail. And this, yeah, he mailed this April 21st. This arrived yesterday, and it has this extra tracking tag on it. So I think what happened is this might have got lost or misdelivered and maybe bounced around a little bit, but it found its way here. So we're going to open that up together, and we'll get the no creepers tag on the next one. So that's ready to go. Okay, so Patrick, let's see what we've got here. Very exciting. Thank you for thinking of me. He didn't know it was my birthday, and so I'm assuming it's just cash, just like my grandma would send me an envelope with cash. Patrick, you shouldn't have sent me cash. Let's see what's in here. So we have, hey, oh my goodness, look at that. That is awesome. Patrick, thank you so much. I am going to love that. Let's see if it fits. It fits. It's great. I don't know if you can hear me through the mask, but that is beautiful. I can't drink my Bud Light through it, though, so I'm going to set it over here. All right. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And we have a note. Patrick and I have been talking quite a bit lately. Hey, thank you so much. Please thank your wife for me for making that. And it is really, really nice. Guys, the quality of this thing. My daughter sews, and I might be showing her this, and you know, that very impressive. That is beautiful. Thank you. That'll stay in the comic room. Hopefully the pandemic is over soon. I'm going to wear it for the next few weeks, but once the pandemic's over, that'll come back in here. And I really, really appreciate that. Use a straw, he says. Hey, Amazing Murphinator is in here. What a super guy. Thank you, Murph, for stopping in. I need to just put this out there. I am a Cubs fan. And That is okay. I know that the Boston, New England people have felt our Chicago pain, and so I don't judge anyone. One of the funniest things I've ever seen was this is a couple years ago. Murph was on a New York Warriors auction, and it's just going round and round, and he's in there wearing all his Boston gear, and no one noticed for the longest time. It was a very very funny moment. But hey, you guys, hold on. I got something to show you. I'm gonna grab something, and I'm gonna show you something. Hang on, guys. All right, so I'm back. So I'm gonna share this in honor of Murphinator. Um, my dad, we had my dad had a family. It was a business. He was a commercial industrial painting contractor in Chicago, and he had his warehouse was in Wrigleyville, in Chicago, right near Wrigley Field, and the bars that he used to hang out at night, obviously they were all Cubs bars, but there weren't as many Cub fans back then. And on the wall in the warehouse, at the end of the day, everyone would come back to the warehouse. We'd be cleaning brushes and rollers and getting the trucks cleaned up and packed for the next day's work. But there was an area where we'd drink beers. After all the work was done, we would drink some beers. There was one of those old time refrigerators that was just so cold. You had to defrost those. But anyway, this sign hung in my dad's warehouse near the big back overhead door. And my whole life, I saw this sign. Not my whole life, but most of my life. And so when he sold his warehouse a few years ago, we literally, you can see where we ripped the wall off, to get this sign down. It had been on there so long. And I think if anyone can appreciate it, Murph can appreciate it. That is the before the lights, before all that mess. This is in the good old Harry Carey days, the old style sign. 1:20 is when those games always started. Now that's old style, right? So I had this sign kind of put away for a long time, and I came across it the other day, and I thought I'm going to hang that up, but it's not getting hung up here in the comic room. I'm expanding, and so I have I had mentioned earlier, I have an office space that a lady couldn't afford her rent anymore. She's giving up one of her two offices, and I'm turning that office into a Silver Age Dave room. And so this is going to be hanging up in there, along with a few other things that aren't really comic book related, but just cool stuff. And so look at the dugout. And see it right there? Well, here, and I'll tell you a cool story. When I was a little guy, before I could drive, me and my buddies used to take the train into the city. And for anyone who's been to Wrigley Field, this is the main entrance right here where everyone walks in. Well, right here, there's an L stop. The train stops literally right here next to the park. So we'd get off the train, we'd come up, and there were scalpers all over the place. We'd buy tickets, and literally there was a day the Cubs were playing the Cardinals. I was probably 12 years old, 13 years old, and we paid less than ticket price, and we sat here in the first row with our feet up on the dugouts, and the Cardinals players would throw balls to us, and the whole place was empty. It was a weekday 1:20 game. Those were the good times. You could afford to go and see sports and events. So anyway, a little away from comics for a moment. Thanks, Murph. Nice to see you in here. Okay, so RH Midwest Comics, thank you so much. Yeah, hey, family in Illinois, that's great. It's an amazing stadium. It's one of the last ballparks that's fairly original. I guess the whole area outside of it's really different than it was 25 years ago, but that's okay. That's to be expected. Okay, so so I am expanding a little bit, and I've got a desk, I've got some shelving, I repainted everything, and put in new lighting, and I'm really excited about that. So once I get to a point, I'll share that space and what it looks like. But I had kind of announced it on a show the other day. I think Comic Musings, I think on his live chat. So I wanted to mention that. So this box, let's see, who does this even come from? This came from Joe in Roseville, California, and packed, fine, nothing bad. Big box, one comic in it, I think. Yep, one comic, lots of packing material and other stuff. So that's what we all like seeing. And as I mentioned earlier, since I picked up that Journey into Mystery 83, I decided I am going to have a nice Journey into Mystery collection. Not too crazy, mid-grade. I'm not trying to set any records. Just mid-grade is fine with me. Sometimes low grade is fine with me. It just depends on the book. And this is, so I know what's in here now. It's a Journey into Mystery book that I just really like the cover. And I'm trying to buy raw books right now, but this one was priced right. And I thought, what the heck, save me the trouble of pressing and grading and all that kind of stuff. I was chatting a little bit with Patrick, and I know that he got a big delivery, he and Mike, yesterday. So I'm kind of excited. I've heard good things, but I'm kind of excited to see that video when it comes out. It'll be pretty cool, and hopefully here I'm not missing anything. Lawrence Jackson, I see here. Go Cards go. That's okay. Anyone who's a baseball fan, we can still get along and drink some beers. We don't have to be angry. It's all good. So yeah, I'm a fan of baseball in general. I like it. It's a nice sport. And one open, 5 more to go. That's a lot of boxes. Holy mackerel, Patrick. So this one is a Journey into Mystery. It's one of my favorite covers for some reason. It's not a great cover though. This is Kirby and Ayers cover, and it does have a little bit of writing on it, but it's a 6.0. It looks like a newer CGC case, so I'm guessing someone pressed it and sent it in. This is number 95. I was just looking it over, sorry guys, and really happy with that. That's one thing I miss from Chicago. Whenever I go in, we always hit a hot dog stand, and my favorite thing was a Italian beef and sausage combo where they put it all on a big piece of bread, put the juice on there. Oh, so good. And but you could get Polish sausage. Maxwell Polish is my favorite style, which is you take a deadly Polish sausage and you deep fry it. And God help you after that. But that's my favorite way of having those, mustard and onions, and you put a little celery salt on all that stuff, in my opinion, just like the Chicago hot dog. If you put ketchup on it, you wrecked it, in my humble opinion. And so Portillo's, you know what? I am the same age as one of the younger Portillos, the son of the gentleman that created it. And the son's name is Tony Portillo. We lived in the same dorm freshman year, and we went to different fraternities, but we were buddies way back in the day. And I haven't talked to him in a long time, but very, very successful chain. And we do go to Portillo's time every now and then, but I kind of like the corner greasy places. You don't want to look in the storage room. Those are very dirty, but the food comes out great. So you just kind of look the other way and enjoy your meal. So that is number 95. It's a 6.0 off-white to white pages, and I'm happy to have that one in the collection. And so really the unboxings today went well. I've got a whole lot of other things that I've been ordering, and so I was hoping some things would come in the last couple days, but it looks like there's a little delay in the mail. Maybe other people are experiencing that. I gotta drink my lunch pies. So I shared this with Patrick. I went out, and I guess I'm entering a new stage of my comic stuff. I went out and I bought a comic book press, and I've been researching them for years. I've been talking to people for years about them. I've been researching cleaning and pressing for years, and see, I started something. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's hungry right now. Hey, Murph, I'll show this one. This is the book I picked up as a birthday present to myself. There was an auction that was poorly run and late at night, and somehow God wanted me to have this comic book. So that's the catalyst in my journey into mystery. Buying that I'm doing right now. That's gonna be a lot of the stuff I buy is gonna be Journey into Mystery. But but anyway, yep, that's the one. See, I keep showing that might last for a year. Everyone must be hungry because I see beef sausage dipped with hot garnier. Yes, you gotta have those peppers on there, absolutely. And let's see, we have Heinz 57 on my brats and sausages. Sounds good. I haven't had lunch. I went for a 12-mile run, did not eat lunch. So let's see, Spicoli back there wants a sip of the brewski. He is. Thank you for mentioning Spicoli. I didn't do my COPA warning. See, I'm not doing a lot of videos. So thank you so much for that, because no shirt, no shoes, no dice, no kiddos, right? So I made some COPA warnings when the whole thing came out. And here's another one. That's the good fast time ones. But I also have this one, and everyone knows that from Caddyshack. And I just added a no kiddos at the bottom of that sign. But there we go. And and I did a Far Side one. Maybe everyone's already seen, but I didn't put the no kiddos on. I printed this, and so I might do an adaptation on it. But you got to be this tall to be in the comic room with Silver Age Dave. So thanks for seeing that. You got to do the COPA warnings nowadays, I guess. I don't know. I saw Bub's Comics had a big Star Wars No Faces chat Monday night. I was tied up with family things, so I couldn't watch it live. But I got the biggest laugh. I'm going to say hi to Heroes Diacons. And New Jersey is slowing things down, but that's okay. I'm as patient as they come. Silver Age Dave, hard to get me rattled. And I see Matt in here. Nice to see you, Matt. So anyway, hey, Paulo, did I see Paulo in here? Hey, Paulo, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. So I was watching No Faces chat, and it was so funny. It was Bubs, and it was Metarog, okay? And who doesn't love Metarog? He's an expert on everything and anything comics. He's the guy. And then they start the show, and Metarog says, yeah, that's all I have. And like 3 or 4 things, which are beautiful. And he says, yeah, that's kind of the extent of my knowledge on these. And he was more of a comic guy than a science fiction. Or you could rewatch the show. It's a great one. It was very fun. But at 38 minutes in, Bubs, somehow he bought a new mouse, and it knocked him out of StreamYard. And so it literally, the whole show is just Metarog. And it's kind of like and it's Star Wars theme, and he didn't have much to show. And I, I love you guys. And I just, something struck me funny about it. So I just laughed. And I thought it would be funny. Maybe Metarog doesn't see this. Bubs, it would be funny if you did a show next year on April 1st, and then you set it up, find something, if there is something else he doesn't know about. He seems to know about everything, but find something he doesn't know about, and then just leave him, just like everyone bail on him, and so it'll just be him and nothing to talk about. No, don't do that. Roger's too good a guy. But it struck me funny. So I thought I'd show, since I missed May the 4th, I thought I would show this, which was sitting on the desk. And this is the 3-pack of Whitman variants, still in the 3 for 99-cent bag. I know some people own these. I know King of Comicdom Lawrence has these, and I would guess Roger has some, just because they're pretty unique items. But I thought I would share those. Well, maybe he doesn't, because I didn't see him shown in there. But I thought I would show that, because that's kind of a cool thing. And I think, guys, that's all I've got to talk about. I don't have any other exciting things unless people have questions. Then, hey, Axel H is in here. Axel H, nice to see you. Let's see, dressed in full stormtrooper gear, playing with the kids in the yards. That's really nice. Yeah, that was probably pretty exciting. So if anyone has questions, I could show a few more books, but I don't have anything real exciting to show. I do have a couple of things listed on my eBay page, and one of them I picked up recently. And yeah, let's have a beer, Murfinator. I would love that, man. So I picked this up recently, and it's listed on eBay like crazy stupid. If anyone in this YouTube community paid that amount, I'd have to question your judgment. I listed it as a crazy high. It's a 4 times high. I think I've got it at like $900 or $1,000, and it's nowhere near that. I put it on there, and then I want to do some research and bring it down. But I just decided that it's a really special item. I own a bunch of these X Factor number 6s, but I thought that would probably be more special to someone else. So I listed that on there, and I did list, oh, well, speaking of Star Wars, I did list a few of my Star Wars variants. I have a bunch of them, and so I thought I'll put a couple of them on there. That's the number 2. That's a 35-cent variant that I listed. And then I have a number 3, which I've got a bunch of. That's a 9.0 of the 35-cent variant. And then I've got a number 4. And that one's an 8.0. And that is also a 35-cent variant. And then I put something on that I thought I would never put on, but I'm still trying to, come to grips with this purchase. So this is a book that I'm surprised that I have on eBay, but again, I'm probably priced a few bucks high. Yes, I'm gonna sell one of the Hulk 181s. It's by far, it's my nicest one. Nicest condition. Now it's in a qualified because it's missing the stamp, but I did end up putting that one on there. So that's the stuff I've been doing. I think I said I was going to talk about all the stuff I've been doing, and that's all the stuff I've been doing. So that's that. Guys, I appreciate you. If anyone has questions for me, or if anyone wants to BS at any point, feel free to email me. That's silveragedave with 2 D's in it at gmail.com, because I don't have private messaging. And I have, Erod showed me how to do Instagram, but I'm technically not very literate, so I don't do that very much. You know what? The eBay handle is just Silver Age Dave. I'm going to change it to a store. Right now, I've got a lot of dinosaur stuff for sale, and I've got a lot of weird books. I bought like 500 toy dinosaurs, and I bought a whole bunch of books from some people. Their brother had died, and some of the books are weird books. Some of them are fine. Some of them are early pulps and things like that. This one was in there, which I'm keeping, which is all, I showed this off before. It's all covers, Golden Age covers, and it's a really, really great book. So for right now, my eBay thing is just Silver Age Dave, but I'll probably change it to something. I have some ideas, but it's easy enough to find. But if you go in there, basically the way I'm doing it is make offer. Obviously, if you want to buy something on there, don't buy it on there. Just contact me directly. Okay. Let's see. Discontinued private messaging 2 years ago. Yeah, I just don't know enough. So, you have to embrace your strengths and your weaknesses. And my weaknesses are that I don't know a lot of stuff. So I don't let it bother me. That's the good news. Find a workaround. That's the key to life. All right, guys. So, hey, I see Foobzy. Would you consider direct deals? Both sides win. Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I'm saying is if you see something on eBay and you like it, just email me because there's no reason for taxes and fees if we're just friends doing deals. And that's how I've always seen the community. I've bought things from other people before. That's just PayPal or something, and I'm great with that. And if you trust me to send it, which hopefully there's trust, then it's going to work out. So anyway, didn't want that to be a sales pitch, but yeah, if you see something in there, but honestly, there's not a lot in there now. I'm setting up. I'm going to start listing a lot more comic books and collectibles and things. But right now it's baby steps. I've never really sold before, so I'm having some success on eBay with certain things, and I'm going to start expanding into the comic universe. As I go through my collection, I'm looking through, for example, like Thor. Why do I need 10 copies of, I don't know, 155? I don't know if I have 10 of it or not, but I have 10 of some of them. And, so I'm going to start thinning things down and maybe keeping the better copies and seeing how that goes. So, Crazy Guy, Comic Song 2 Crazy. Nice to see you. Thank you. We are at the end, though, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you to anyone who's watched or been part of it. We're 52 minutes in. I'll try to stay connected with YouTube a little bit, and I'm watching a lot when I'm out and about. But hopefully you guys have a great day. I'm wishing you the best. Get outside. Fresh air is beautiful, and you feel better. Go for a walk. Go do something, and I'll be thinking of you. Silver Age Dave is out.